MCA Countdown number 7. So now we're going to use the Pythagorean theorem to find the length of C. So remember from your formula sheet, we know that it's going to be a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Your a and your b are your legs, and c is your hypotenuse. A and b are your shorter sides, c is your longest side. So in this right triangle, which you can verify right here is right triangle, this must be a square. So this right here would be 6. So that would be 6 squared. I'm looking for this distance right here, which would be 8. So I want to avoid this 3. I don't even need it at all. So I'm doing 6 squared plus 8 squared equals c squared. 36 plus 64 equals c squared. 36 plus 64 equals 100 equals c squared. Now I just undo my square by doing a square root, and 100, a square root of 100, so what multiplied by itself gives you 100? That would be 10. So c equals 10. Next, in this equation, the first thing I have to do in order to get to the x is to undo the square root. So I'll do that by squaring it. If I square the left, I square the right. I'm left with x plus 3 on the left equals 6 squared, which would be 36. I'm going to subtract 3 on both sides to get 33. My answer is A. Next, find the next 3 terms in this sequence. So the first thing I want to figure out is chances are it's going to be either an arithmetic or an adding sequence, or a geometric or a multiplying sequence. I see these numbers are really big and they're getting small very quickly. So usually what would do that would be multiplication or division. So since it's getting bigger, I'm going to test and see what is 5,120 divided by 1,280. And when I divide to figure that out, it's actually dividing by 4, which is the same thing as multiplying by 1/4. So it is a geometric sequence where the common ratio is 1/4. So the next 3 terms, I just keep it going. What is 80 times 1/4 or divided by 4? That would be 20, which means my only option here is going to be B. And just to verify, is 20 is a fourth of 25? Yes. And then a fourth of 5 be 1.25, so that does check out. Next one. The first term in a geometric sequence is -2. So I know it's -2. And the common ratio is 3. I'm going to multiply that by 3. What is the 12th term of the sequence? So I know my first term is right here. So to find my next one, it's going to be the 12 minus 1. So I'm looking for this is going to give me 1. This is 2, 3, 4. So by doing to the 11th power, it's going to give me my 12th term. Because again, I already have 1 here and then 11 more. So if I do that, -2 times 3 to the 11th power, I can just go to my calculator and do this one, and I get an answer of C. Next, this is line 1. We can see that it's crossing at -1, has a slope of 1, which line is -3x minus 1. So also crossing through -1, which I can see both the red and the green are both doing that. I also can tell that the slope is negative, but both the red and green are also negative. So I have to actually do some more work with this one. I'm just going to pick some points that I can try to figure out and see what the slope would be. If I pick here, I'm going down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. So that's actually a slope of -1, which means it's going to have to be green just to verify it. Here's a point here, and I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3 over 1. Yep, it's still on the line. So it's definitely going to be line 3. Next one, which graph represents a linear function? So I'm just looking for which one is a line. This appears to be a line. This is obviously a curve, and this is curving ever so slightly. So graph A is my answer.